Welcome back to another episode of Blind Boys Politics. I'm Nicholas Rod,
And I am Chris Baker.
and we are here once again continuing on with failed elections.
This week we are talking about the good old-fashioned Elizabeth Warren.
Tell us about her, Chris.
She dropped out of the race March 5th, 2020. She is 70 years old. She dropped out after a steady decline in support and a poor showing on Super Tuesday.
All right. Well, let's get into some of her policies. She had many, and when I mean many, I mean specifically 84. She had 84 policies. We narrowed it down to 10.
Because we're just that great, and we don't want to bore you to death.
Yeah, for time's sake, and so y'all don't lose all of your sanity like we have. We narrowed it down to 10. So let's get into this. We'll start with the wealth tax. She proposed a 2% tax on wealth exceeding $50 million and 3% tax on wealth above $1 billion.
The second policy is very simple, straight to the point. She was a supporter of the Green New Deal.
Of course. We all know how much I love that.
I think that's a repetitive love for you, Nick.
Oh, yeah, it keeps coming back to haunt me. College debt. She proposed eliminating $640 billion in student debts and free public college funded by her wealth tax proposal through executive action.
Her next policy is that she's going to continue Medicare. She was a co-sponsor along with Bernie Sanders back in 2017 when it was first created.
Moving right along here, we have economic patriotism. Her plan for creating and defending good American jobs leans on green manufacturing and industrial policy for clean energy.
Her next policy is capitalism. She identifies as a Democrat capitalist other than a Democrat socialist, and told Pod Save America she sees the value of markets if they have rules.
We go into big tech. She proposed breaking up Google, Facebook, and Amazon, prohibiting companies with over $25 billion in revenue from acting as operators and users of a platform and installing regulators to break up already closed mergers. I don't understand this one. I don't get it.
That might be why she lost some votes, because if you, the political analyst, doesn't get it, chances are America don't get it either. The next policy she has is for corporate tax. She proposed a 7% tax on companies profiting over $100 million a year.
Now we go into marijuana. She was a co-sponsor with Cory Booker on his Marijuana Justice Act to legalize weed federally. Clearly, she likes pot.
Remember Cory Booker, Nick? He was a long, long time ago.
Yeah, he's long gone.
But her next policy was the Electoral College. Supports replacing Electoral College with a national popular vote.
So this is the second time we've seen that now after Buttigieg. And, well, we had an entire debate on that episode about the Electoral College, so won't get back into it.
Check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. If you haven't seen it, if you're new and this is the first one you're seeing, or if you just didn't see Buttigieg's episode, just go make sure to go check that out. But yeah, so we won't go into another debate here about the whole thing, but the Electoral College, that stance on it, again, controversial topic and probably another reason why she kind of lost votes there.
Absolutely. And, another reason she may have lost votes, maybe not, I'm just speculating here, is that she had 84 policies. And just for us going over these, it was a tad bit overwhelming just to try to narrow some down.
Yeah, it's one thing to cover a wide range of topics. It's a whole other thing to be covering every single possible topic in existence.
You go back to candidates that only had one-word answers for issues, and now you go to Elizabeth Warren with 84 policies, and none of them are one-worded answers.
No,
Very thorough she was, but maybe a tad bit.
Tad bit too much.
But nevertheless, she did drop out. She probably will be running again because I think this is her second time running. Don't hold me against that. But I believe it is her second time running, and she has stated that she will be running again.
Yeah, so let's see if she makes it 100 next time. But that is about all we have on Miss Warren. There's not a terrible, there's not a large amount of things to say about her campaign.
Overall, it was a good campaign. It's just a downfall of 84 policies, I believe, and the Electoral College might have held her back a little.
And let's not forget the Green New Deal. Can we please just never see it again? I'd love that.
Unfortunately, I think you're going to see it a little bit more with the few more candidates we have.
I can't wait. I'm going to see it in my nightmares, aren't I?
Well, next week we're talking about William F. Field, and we will see if he, in fact, agrees with the no or the Green Deal or not.
Well, I guess that means that you guys, as well as me, will all have to wait until next week to find out how all this works out. If you want to stay up to date with us in the meantime on social media for the podcast, you can find it on Twitter and Instagram at blindboypolitic. For myself, you can find me on Twitter at blinding_aura. That is at blinding_AURA. And for Chris, you can find him on Twitter at C_Baker002. I think you all know how to spell Baker by now.
See you guys next week. Bye.
See you guys.